What's up, everybody? Ramey here, otherwise known as Dr. Ray, and today what we're talking about is the generative AI features of Adobe Photoshop. It is May of 2024, and the only reason I say that is because I know when I go through these features, someone's going to be like, look at this in like 2 years from now and be like, well, technically, it's because something's different. So we're going to go through the features. It's May of 2024. I'm going to go through how good they are right now, what they do right now. I'm going to show you some examples. I got a picture up here on the screen. I'm going to show you some things that I've personally edited because I was working on a project today and thought it'd be good to talk about. And I'm going to talk about some of the things like that it does and what I think it's good at and what I think it's not good at. So first of all, just let me show you a quick example of talk about what this is. So this generative AI for Photoshop basically tries to make Photoshop more smart than it is. Like Photoshop has smart tools. Like we've had clone stamp back in the day, spot healing, which heals things. And now with generative AI, it kind of is supposed to do it for you with you just typing it in. That's kind of the point. You type in something and it does it. It can create backgrounds. It can edit things. Let me show you a project I was working on today. So you see this picture up on the screen. So if you're not aware, this is the best BMX bike movie ever. Came out in the 80s. One of my favorite movies. So in my office, I have tons of cool pictures and posters. I want a poster of this movie. I can't find this exact image. It was a rare one. So anyway, what I did is I found this image. You can see there's lines on it and stuff like that. What I wanted to do is change it around and make it so that I can have someone print it for me because it's impossible to buy. So I used 100% the AI features of Photoshop, and here is what I have turned it into. So you can see what I have turned it into. So basically you can see if you compare the two images, it had all these lines on them. The lines on the poster, it had this text up here and down at the bottom. And basically with generative AI, in maybe 5 minutes of time, I was able to get rid of all that stuff. It did it really fast. If I would have been trying to use other tools like spot healing and stuff, probably would have taken me, let's say 45 to an hour and a half to do it, and it probably would not have been as good. It did it really well. I'm super impressed with it. So I'm going to kind of show you how I did that, what I like, dislike about it. But that's a project I'm really working on, for myself, that I've used it and I like it. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. So that's it. Okay, so let's talk about using the AI. Let me talk about all the things it does. So the first thing it does, I have a picture of a Toyota Sequoia here. Which is the kind of car that I own. Toyota Sequoia and Land Cruisers and 4Runners are some of my favorite vehicles in the world, so that's what we're going to use for this. But the first thing you do when you pull an image into Photoshop now, it asks you to remove the background, one of the AI features that it does. So we're going to start right there by just clicking Remove Background. So this is when you pull an image into Photoshop, what it does, remove background. That's one of the first AI things that this piece of software does. It tries to remove the background for you. And that's a pretty darn good job of removing the background. Now, that's a really bright car, super easy to do. So a little easy. Let's pull up another Toyota Sequoia and remove the background of this one. Let's see how it does. Not as good of a job, but actually not terrible. But not as good. So you can see that that's the first feature, how it works. Is it good or bad? It was really great on something that was very distinguishable and contrasted well with the image. Not as good as something that's a little more difficult. You can see this shadow here is really tough to do. I don't want the shadow at all, but Photoshop doesn't know that. So it did an okay job there, but it's a feature to play around with. All right. So the other two things, there's two more things that it really does. Those two things are that it modifies your image, and the other thing is that it can expand your image. So let's do both of those. First, let's start out with the expansion. So we have this picture of this Toyota Sequoia here in an overland environment, off-road. That's what these vehicles are made for. And we're like, you know what? I really like this car, but what I don't like is like the background's just not, I wish it was bigger. So let's play around with the expansion feature. So to play around with the expansion feature, we're going to click the crop tool and we're going to expand the vehicle. Let's do it on, let's do all of it. This tool really gets in my way a lot. And you know what we're going to do? It pops up automatically too. So what we're going to do, you can see up here at the top, generative fill expand. We're just going to click generate and see what it does. So when you click just generate without typing anything in, Photoshop's just guessing. So let's see what Photoshop does if I just click generate. I've been playing around with this tool for a really long time. I have very mixed results. Sometimes it's like pretty brilliant, like all the videos Adobe shows you. And sometimes it like changes the whole entire image to something completely terrible. Wow. That's really freaking good. I mean, that's great. I mean, come on. I mean, just come on. That's brilliant, right? I mean, look at that. I mean, come on. That was great. Let's redo that. I mean, that's huge. Look at that. I mean, this isn't like I cropped this image before. Like, it's making up what the tree looks like. Like, that's pretty cool. I mean, come on. That's awesome. And the other thing, how this tool works is they give you options. You can click to another option. Those all kind of look the same to me. You can rate them if you like them. Delete a variation, rate it as good or poor. I can make a new one. Let's actually do a new one. Let's just say outer space and see what happens. This will probably mess up the whole image. I've been like playing with this forever and it like half the time like completely messes everything up. So let's see what happens here. It's kind of fun. It's like a surprise. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Like that's doesn't even make any sense. Well, let's see the options they gave me. Yeah, you can see how like sometimes it's like really, really weird, like just odd things. Okay, so that's the generative fill. That's filling in space, like generative expand. Pretty cool. The next thing that it does is it modifies your image. You can take away things from your image and you can add things to your image, which is super cool. As you saw in my example here, like I took away the lines. And let me just show you how I did that. Like to take away these lines, I literally, like I'll show you how quick it is. I just selected right here, clicked generative fill. I didn't even type anything in, just click generate, and that's it. That took away the lines in 1 second. It's doing. I didn't even have to say like take away the lines. It just knows somehow take away the lines. So that's a really cool thing. It's a super cool feature. That's okay. So what you'd have to do here is you'd have to kind of go in and play with each of these and make these a little better. And actually I selected like a lot there. Like when I did this with my image, I literally just had like the tiniest thing selected. And it was much better than that. But dang, that's pretty darn good. I'm pretty impressed with that. Like I think that that's like pretty impressive and good. And let me show you a few more examples of it taking things away. And then let's add some stuff to the image. Yeah, a little weird there how it did that. But anyway, I mean, I could do it like take away like all the text. Like it'll just take away the text. Like I don't even have to type anything. I could type in like delete text. I did not. So maybe it'll feel like it's like a kind of like it's like a grab bag. Like you don't know what each time you put generate, like what's it going to give me? And that's good and bad. That's bad because like professionally, now look, it just took away the text. Gave me some options. Not bad. I mean, that took away the text pretty cool, right? Like if I, like what's it going to do if I select the tree right here? Like, is it going to know to take away the tree? Let's see. Or is it going to like make the tree bigger? Like what's it going to do? Let's see. And then now that we've seen like deleting, let's add some stuff. Oh, we can play around with this. Just let's add some stuff to the image. Oh, not bad. Dang, that's pretty good. Put like a mountain. The mountain looks. No, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. And like we could do like another one here, and I can say like add pine trees. Let's just see what it does. I mean, it's like fun. You can play around with it. Like it is, this is really cool and good for editing images, but it's not perfect. See, that's not good. It's okay. It's okay. That's actually not terrible. I might have to play with that. See, that's where like all of a sudden I need to play with it a little more. I need to be a little more descriptive. I probably would have wanted to put a bunch, and it like almost doesn't make sense. Like the bottom here looks a little blurry. Like you probably can't see this, but I can on my screen. Like it does show the shadow, like it pulls it in, but it's not great. Yeah, that option looks absolutely terrible. I mean, look at that. But they don't know. I mean, I did say pine trees, so it's like a Christmas tree in the middle of the, like that's pretty funny and that's pretty cool. Like that I can just do that. Like what if I just say remove car? Let's see what it does. Let's see how good it removes the car from the picture. Then let's show adding stuff. Like I want to, I know I added a tree, but I want to do some more with this. I want to do a couple more times. Dang. I can't help but be impressed. It's doing what I'm telling it. I can't help but be impressed with this because this would be a pain in the butt for me to do myself using the like spot healing and clone stamp and all the tools that Photoshop has in the picture. Like this would be a pain in the butt project for me. Like I could do it and I could do what it just did. But like, it's just like, this saved me. I don't even know how much time, like so much time. It's unbelievable. All right. Now Adobe has this cool video where they like add a surfboard to the car. Now it's like a perfect, they say like add a roof rack and surfboard. It looks really cool. So we're going to try to copy what Adobe did and do the same thing. Let's see. Let's say they added a surfboard and roof rack. So let's do that. Add a roof rack and surfboard. I pushed enter. Let's see what it does. Is it going to add a cool surfboard and roof rack like the Adobe example that they have on their website? How should I pull up the example that they have? I should do that while this is loading. Well, let's just see what it does. Because this is the example they like showed someone putting a surfboard on the car. Oh, it didn't do anything. So let's show the example. Let's pull the Adobe example over here. Let's mute that. Let's make that full screen. Okay, so here what they did. Let's do exactly what they typed. Roof rack, colorful surfboard. Roof rack, comma. Yeah, so there's this perfect. Roof rack, colorful surfboard. Let's just see again. Roof rack, comma, colorful surfboard. Absolutely perfect. Okay. So, Adobe, let's see if we can do that. Let's undo that. We've got it selected. Generative fill. Roof, rack, comma, colorful surfboard. Let's see if we can get the same result. And this is where like you're messing around with AI. Like, of course they pick like these great examples that aren't going to fail. And, you know, they probably played with it several times. It's just not doing it at all. I can't get it. Let's see if we can do it on this car. Let's just do, let's see. Let's do that. Add surfboard to roof rack. So you can see how this is not quite perfect. It's good and brilliant in some ways, and in other ways it's like not great. That's ridiculous. I mean, not really. No. Better, still ridiculous. Okay, that has a giant. That's not a surfboard. That is a ginormous paddleboard. Gosh, that has to be 14 feet because I know the size of the Sequoia and it's a big vehicle, and that is a ginormous surfboard. It's better-ish. You know, we didn't look at the example. Oh my God, it didn't do it. It did terrible. A terrible job here. So yeah, you can see how it doesn't always work. And this is the problem with AI is relying on it for things. You almost have to know how to do it yourself if it doesn't do it. And you have to be good at the prompts. But like we're copying the prompt, we're copying the exact thing on a great image with great contrast and stuff, very little colors. Like it should be able to do this well, and it's not. I'm not able to copy Adobe's own video. So you can see where problems lie and occur with this. So um, it surprises me and amazes me how good it is sometimes, and disappoints me that it doesn't work, and frustrates me sometimes as well. So those are my thoughts on it. That's what it does. I'd love to see or hear some of like your thoughts on it. Like, tell me what you think about the tool. Have you played around with it a lot? It does the same similar thing in Illustrator. Um, Super cool potential here. I'm liking it. I'm liking where it's going, and I think it's super cool. It's not perfect. It's a time saver though right now. So let me know your thoughts later, everybody.